Welcome gamers! In this guide, I am going to show you how to gain more than 1 million runes every hour very early in the game so that you can get revenge on the bosses that bullied you. This fully detailed guide will take you at most an hour to begin farming the runes. This farming method is based on slaying the dragon infinitely. You will get about 1.2 million runes per hour. So without further ado, let's begin. First of all, light the first sight of grace on Limgrave. You can try to defeat the tree sentinel there. I wish you luck. If you can't defeat it, then follow this route to the church nearby. Light the site of grace there so that you can fast travel to this location whenever you need. Head north from here until you get to this gatefront ruins. On that still large stone slabs, you can find a map fragment which will reveal the map of this location. You can ignore or kill these enemies to gain some runes. Light the site of grace to the west of this ruins. You will meet Melina on this site of grace. Exhaust her dialogues and accept to get the spectral steed whistle that you can blow to summon Torrent. After this meeting, you can level up using runes. Now, fast travel back to the Church of LA. You will meet another female you can simp on. Speak to her and choose the first option to get the spirit calling bell. This will enable you to summon spirits you have on boss battles. You can talk to Callie, the merchant, to purchase the crafting kit. If you don't have runes, go kill some enemies. You can upgrade your weapons 2 times on this anvil if you have some upgrade materials until you get to Round Table Hold. Travel back to the gatefront site of grace and grab all the loots from this ruins. You will get the flail from one of the carriages. Travel back to the gatefront site of grace and head west, ignoring all enemies. Grab the golden seed in this small golden tree. These seeds are used to increase the number of healing flasks. Talk to Roderica until you get another Spirit Ash. You can equip the Spirit Ashes on your equipment slot for quick calling. Be careful as the wolves might attack you here while you are talking to Roderica. Light the site of grace nearby. You can rest here to increase the number of flask uses since you just got a golden seed. Head northeast from this site. You can also get to this cemetery which contains golden runes. Be careful of those exploding stone cluster. Continue traveling east and you will reach a shack. Light the grace there and travel further east. Just ignore enemies for now. Light the site of grace near to the bridge. You can meet another NPC here, exhaust the dialogue and move on. After lighting the grace, head further east. You can kill the Tibia Mariner here on this village. He is not that difficult. You will get one of the best early Spirit Ash after defeating the mini-boss. You can talk to D here. He will mark a location on your map. An invader invades you here if you go to the church through the pathway. So follow the route exactly to avoid the invader. From the Dragon Barrel west side of Grace, head south to get to a hidden cave. You can grab the golden runes on this cemetery. From here, jump on that branch and get to that cave carefully. Light side of Grace there. Head back to the cave entrance and fast travel to Dragon Barrel west side of Grace. This time, head east to that distant fort. You can grab a map fragment of this location on this stele. Ignore all the dragons as they are slower than you. Light the site of Grace here. Enter the fort. Be super careful as the enemies in this fort are endgame enemies. They can kill you on one shot. Run past these enemies. If you are quick, they wouldn't attack you. Climb the ladder and grab the medallion on the chest. You have to dash all the time here. Follow exactly until you get the best early talisman. After dying, travel to this location which is southeast to the gatefront side of Grace. From here, head south until you reach a lake. Head east from here and then north along the Murkwater River. An enemy invades you here. He is fast and does insane bleed, so be very careful. You can evade his attacks until Hunter Yura summons here. He will be very helpful.
Wow! Very dangerous!
Help Yura defeat this enemy. You will get an awesome weapon as a reward defeating this enemy.
Nice.
Head into the Murkwater Cave. Light the site of Grace for future fast travel. You can easily defeat the enemies here. Head further into the cave, past the fog gate, and upon interacting with the chest here, patches will attack you. Attack him until his HP drops to half. Do not kill him as you might get locked out from a very important item for rune farming and some other cool items. Choose Forgive and Forget option and reload the area by using the teleporter nearby and then resting on the site of Grace. Talk to Patches again, and he will open a shop for you. Purchase the cookbook, which will provide you the recipe to craft gold pickled foul feet. Do not open that chest, even if he insists for now, you will regret it. The Margit Shackle is a very useful item you can purchase if you have runes. Now, head back to the first site of Grace to farm for foul feet. Yes, you heard it right, we have to farm some items to farm other items. Welcome to Elden Ring. The gold pickled foul feet is optional for this farm, but I recommend it very much. When consumed, it increases runes you get by 30% for 3 minutes. It requires a row of fruit, a foul feet, and a gold firefly. You can find row of fruit in almost every bush here in Limgrave. In this location, you can farm the foul feet, which are dropped by birds. You can find plenty of birds here. The eagles have low drop rate compared to these penguin-like birds. Rinse and repeat. Fast travel back to Summonwater Village outskirts site of Grace and then head east. jump on these spirit springs to descend lower. Slay this scarab to get the sacred blade Ash of War. This Ash of War is very useful for skeletons. Head to the third church of Marika. Grab the loots here. You can find the wondrous physic, a crimson crystal tear, and a sacred tear. Sacred tear is used to increase the healing amount of flask. From here, travel towards that big tree on south. You will find the spiked cracked tear and a green spill crystal tear on the base of the minor tree. Grab that map fragment close by, which will unlock the other half map of Limgrave. Be careful of the Rune Bear. Head northwest until you get to the Mistwood outskirts side of Grace. Here, I will show you how to get the other item required to craft the gold pickled foulfeet. Head east until you see a small swamp where one Rune Bear is sleeping and another one is wandering. Be a risk-taker brew. Just sneak and grab all the 10 golden fireflies in this swamp and immediately fast travel back to the nearest site of Grace. Rinse and repeat. Just don't forget to mix any 2 crystal tears in the flask of wondrous physic. Purchase the torch from Kaylee and then travel to the abandoned cave site of Grace. Here, you will find another item necessary for the farming method. Be careful about the scarlet rot. Jump here and dash backwards like this to quickly travel, as this scarlet rot will slow you down if you want to walk normally, or you can use short sword with quick step Ash of War. Now follow exactly. Here, a giant flower is ahead, so stay here for a second until the white particles start to emerge around you. The moment the white glowing particles appear, run. You will get Venomous Fang here. After getting the weapon, you can go to the boss room. But I don't recommend it because the boss duo are quite powerful. You can always return here later when you have become stronger. After exiting the cave, fast travel to the Kelm Ruins site of Grace. Head northwest towards that big tree. You will get most popular weapon here in this carriage, the Greatsword. Be careful of the giant dogs here and the giant bird who wants to kiss you. Most annoying enemies. Now travel to the Fort Fearoth site of Grace. You can mix the green spill crystal tear in the wondrous physic to increase your stamina by a little. Head towards the tail of the colossal dragon. Have patience here, as it will take time to kill this dragon. For demonstration, I am using level 1 weapons. Drink the wondrous physic. Equip the Radigan's Legendary Talisman, and use the Ash of War of the flail right on this part of the tail of dragon. I have chosen this part as it is closer to the site of Grace. About the flail, it is found very early in the game, has bleed buildup in its Ash of War, doesn't need FP to function. You can use this weapon continuously until your stamina runs out. Refill your stamina and attack again. About bleed. Bleed or hemorrhage or blood loss is a status effect which builds up over time, like poison, rot, frosted tessa, and will inflict damage of some percentage of max HP of the enemy. The dragon takes 15% of damage from blood loss. So you can see, it takes 13,000 damage after using flail for some time. After the 6th blood loss, do not use the flail. Now it's time to use the Venomous Fang. The Venomous Fang will build poison buildup after attacking successively. After proccing poison, stop attacking and wait until the poison wears off. Then, again proc poison and immediately run towards the site of Grace. You have to do it quickly, otherwise there is a chance that the dragon will die and it will not respawn. So when you reach the site of Grace, wait until the dragon takes its last breath, it shakes, or when its health depletes completely. That will be the cue to rest at the site of Grace. If done correctly, you will gain about 50,000 runes. You can use the gold pickled foulfeet to increase your runes gain to about 65,000. If you use Golden Scarab Talisman, which increases rune acquisition by 20%, with gold picked foulfeet, you will gain about 78,000 runes. And the best part is, you can use this glitch indefinitely. You can get the Golden Scarab Talisman after defeating the duo boss in the abandoned cave. After leveling up some times, you can easily defeat them. Use the Greatsword to smash them. One risky thing on this farming method is that you have to be extra careful after processing poison. Sometimes, higher-level players with upgraded weapons only need to inflict poison once. It is because the blood loss will deal 15% of max HP plus 100 or 200 damage depending on the weapon. But since this guide is for very early gamers, you will need to inflict poison twice after 6th blood loss. Happy farming. If you know any other farming methods, please let me know in the comments section. I am also trying to find out more Rune farm in the DLC area, so please hit the subscribe button to get similar content in the near future. Till then, keep smiling, keep grinding. See you in next video.